Yeah, I mean, the pounds, just because of all the Brexit talk, etc. at the moment, are certainly going a bit wild. I mean, we take a look at them. So I was shorting yesterday. Obviously today we've had a more of a bullish turn, but let's take a look on the daily. We've got this low test. I mean, 1.20, dead was hit. That's always been a level of sort of security. If we look at the monthly, what happened when Brexit happened, then we hit the 1.2 thousand and came back to the upside. So it's sharply come down. So I would hope to see it coming up now. And remember, in the group I mentioned that I'm technically looking at pound bullishness, because on the weeklies, the monthlies, it just looks to me like we're due a bit of a pullback. Obviously, the politics, etc., is not something you can have any hope over, but especially this day. I mean, nice low test, turning around. Let's have a look on the 1 hour. So we're now just getting that. We've had that break, retest of the 1 hour 50 in continuation. So I didn't actually spot this earlier. 4 o'clock here, I would have been in something else, but that is why now we've got the crossover here, and yeah, on continuation. So yeah, I mean, any nice pullbacks here to this 20, 5-minute 20 would be a good idea for longs, but just be very cautious, just because of how volatile it's been. And the Aussies had some strength, so I'd stick to the pound dollar. The dollar, bad news today. I mean, just remember, I always look over on the currency meter before I place a trade, or if I'm looking at what to trade, it'll give you an indication. The pound's been really strong last 24 hours, so's the Aussie, and the dollar's been dead. So that's since this afternoon with the poor PMI news. So the pound dollar is definitely the best bet for longs, which, as I say, just wait for any pullbacks. Make sure you've got clear, nice entry, and follow it. But where's the 4 hour? So we're pretty close to this 4 hour 20. So it would be nice to see a break above and potentially a retest. But it'd be nice to head back up 21,500. So if we do get that break, I'll be looking at lower time frames. That's where I want to be heading. Up to this 1 hour 200 EMA. So even if you surely, if we do get a 5-minute test, you can have it stop around here. Could prove to be fruitful, but it's a very good positive sign. We rejected that and retreated 100 pips to the upside. So let's hope continues. It's just doing its thing. Okay. So is there anything on any of your guys' watch list before I start looking through everything and see what else potentially we've got for the rest of the week? Euro Aussie. Okay. So what is it you're seeing on Euro Aussie? Bear in mind we've had the Aussie strength. Is it shorts you're looking for? This is textbook. Textbook break and retest. Boom. And again, and just carried on. So expecting to bounce. Oh, to the upside. Looking at potential long, was you? Yeah, I mean, so it's mainly just due to the Aussie news. Left the rate unchanged, which they seem to be good for the currency and for the strength of the Aussie dollar. So again, strength across the board. But especially after this day candle, I mean, you know, the euro's not looking strong really against much at the moment. So certainly expect further downside. It was sort of textbook moves, to be honest. But when was that? Last week, and that was 4 a.m. this morning. So can't really. I'm not going to be sad about missing that one because I wouldn't have been up for that. That would have been just before the news come out, so I still would have waited. See if we get any nice kind of fallbacks, but everything's moving in the right direction for shorts. Yeah, so remember 15-minute, that would have been an opportunity to go short. And get another little pullback, but we're near the lows, so when it's slowing down like this, at the end of the day, I don't mind waiting till the next day, just keeping that short bias. But yeah, if we look at the rest of the euro pairs, let's look at the Aussie pairs and the euro pairs. Is there anything else that you've seen that you want us to go through before I just shuffle off of this? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think the shorts are definitely the ones to play. Euro Aussie, even in Euro NZD. Just looking at this, I mean, again, got everything's crossed over. On that daily, I mean, how far away are we from that daily 20? We're not far away. So, yeah, I think there's probably 30, 30 pips to be had out of that to the downside minimum. But yeah, you know, want to see have some kind of reason for getting into the trade. But that's another euro CAD. What we're reversing. Yeah, euro chuff's not doing much. So, and let's have a look at those Aussies. You see they're all nice and green. So they're now broken above the daily 20. Aussie CAD, Aussie yen. I mean, Aussie yen has been sitting, you know, any longs from here over the last sort of month have just been a great idea. You know, just constantly taking some pips out of the market from there. This horrible low test, that was just due to a gap in the market. So that would have been probably around midnight or so when we're not going to be trading. But yeah, you know, like today, any long from there would have been a good idea. All the rates, but yeah, maybe we're finally going to see that push to the upside. We'll most likely test that day 20. We'll see where the hour is. So yeah, so the hour has come up, rejected for 1 hour 50, and carried on going. Just like we've seen on the others. So the 4 hours here as well. So always safe, but wait for the 4 hour break and retest, which we'll hope on the lower time frames will line up somewhere with the 5 minutes. So, but again, it's looking bullish. Aussie dollar, yeah, Aussie dollar's been very strong today. Dollar CAD. Let's have a little look. It was one I was watching at one point, but I was looking at potential shorts. And so once it broke above, I mean, it's been smashed back down into this range. So especially that weak news, I think it could well be that we see some more downside on the dollar CAD. Yeah, I mean that's a good trade. You know, like I say, we look like we're bouncing off this 4-hour 20, but I don't think that's going to be lasting long. Yeah, we're nicely at the start of this crossover really from this afternoon, so we get a nice, this 5 minute from here would have been beautiful. If we get a nice pull back up to here, it's certainly worth looking at shorts. Well, it's broken back in the range, so especially with the dollar weakness news, we look on the higher time frames. I mean, it is often you see these kind of wicks get filled, but just because it's news based, it may carry on to follow. You may see a bit of a pullback to this daily 20 and then continuation. But you know, you're right. The fact it's sort of broken out of the range is a bullish sign. But just because it's now back in the range, we really want a clear direction. Dollar chuff burning away from the 200, so this could mean much further downside. So with dollar CAD at this point, I mean, if you're looking for longs, again, wait for the break back out the range and the retest. But this moment in time, I would expect to see some short side movement. You know, we're sitting respectively on the 4-hour 20. It's the only concern. But on those lower time frames, it could be, you know, if we don't break out the 200, it could be looking at reversing back down. And as I say, the target would really be the daily 20, which is down here. If we saw that, so tomorrow, from a daily candle point of view, if we see that it's going to fill this wick, then look for the longs, you know, but be patient. There's no need to jump into a trade like this because it's not clear. It's just very risky. But if we see that it suddenly starts engulfing it, and the day before's and broken back to sort of these levels, then yeah, I mean, we just want to get out of there really. Take the shorts and then wait to see what happens at the daily 20. This is not one I would really bother trading. There's so many other opportunities out there that are clearer. I wouldn't really be giving this too much attention, in honesty. Have a look at the New Zealand dollars. And see the USD, nice bullish day. Again, this could just be continuation. You know, we could see a lot of downside in the dollar. So we've had the break. We haven't had the pullback yet to the 1 hour. So if we get that, that would be a good opportunity for a long. And 4 hour 50 is a little way away. We could deal with that. It'd be nice to see a pullback. That 4 hour 20, 63, 100. I think that lines up. Well, a little bit shy, but yeah, I mean that could well be a nice long. Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to give that a little mark because That I'm going to be watching tomorrow for sure. Kelly and Kelly Chuffs. Not much more exciting happening. So equally we've got cap up to 200, so I like to see a bit of space. This dollar yen could just be continuing further down. And the gold's tick back down to 46. Does like that price. Let's see whether that's on a. Yeah. Down to 5-minute 20, but just too close to the top. Let's just see what happens with it. These indices are looking bearish. I mean, they've been staying below this 200, staying below these EMAs. I like the Germany 30. If you look at this daily, first of all now, sorry, they're hovering below the EMAs. So broke below the 15,200. So we could see that build and more downside tomorrow. So I'd keep an eye on those. Yeah. 200 certainly respected, so the Dow, if it wasn't for that news, was looking good, but yeah, that news come out and literally here. Just went, see you later. See you later, 200 pips. Bam. I mean, yeah, you can look to trade the Dow, it just moves a hell of a lot, and you probably find that you can't use the same lot sizes, so if even that moves a lot, you don't end up much better off. I mean, look at this move, and these stops and everything just got to be so much wider. This would have been a nice short from here. 6095, nice 50 pips, but probably would only be at maybe 3 lots, 4 lots instead of the usual 1 or 5 perhaps. So gold now dropping back in. But yeah, it just sometimes is worth looking at other things that you've got the risk reward. Let's see what's strong versus weak at the moment. See if it's still pound and dollar. Yeah. Should be back, pull back. No, not quite. Aussie NZD, I was watching for a nice IBO. So that's the currency strength meter. Do you remember I mentioned it to you guys before? And this tells you what the strong and the weak currencies are. So it takes the data from the last 24 hours, and in the last 24 hours this says that pound has been really strong and dollar's been weak. So that means that if you're going to be trading a currency, look for longs in the strong versus the weak, e.g. the pound versus the dollar. And that is why, like yesterday I was shorting because it was telling me that, and today has been longs. Not that I've actually done, I've done pound Aussie and pound yen, not pound dollar today. But yeah, you can use that as a reference point. It's not guaranteed, and it's not something that you can use as gospel to if that's going, if that looks strong last week, it's definitely going that direction, because it changes quicker than that data is going to pick it up. But if you're seeing strong momentum and a pullback and that's looking strong, it's just another confluence factor that you can, add to your belt to say, I'm comfortable with taking that long, for example. Yeah, Aussie NZD, I was looking at, just I'd be over here yesterday when we got the break. I was looking for a short from here, from 1 hour 50, but with the news it just blew it out of the water, so it went the other way. Could have taken it long on that breakout, but I didn't. I was more than happy to let this run. But yeah, it looked like we did have a nice reversal candle yesterday. This one. But yeah, after the good news, yeah, I mean definitely it's now overtaken where it was yesterday. Everything now is looking a bit bullish. Yeah, definitely be looking at longs in comparison to anything else. So, we've had this nice sort of pullback. It just, Aussie and NZD tend to work pretty similarly. But yeah, I mean, see how the day starts. We'll probably get some kind of a pullback on like the 1 hours, maybe the 4 hour 20. Not 3 hour, never look at that. We may get some kind of pullback to here and then continuation, but yeah, so far everything there is teeing up for longs.
Yeah. All right. Okay. No worries.
So it's curious to see what these indices are going to do. If we do get a break below these, then it's going to be very good. Very good for the short plays. Let's see what else we're getting here. Anything else you want me to cover, guys? There's only we've sort of gone through the watch list. I've got all the pounds marked, just because they're so volatile at the moment. So I'm just going to try and trade with the momentum. So we'll just slow down a little bit. I'm curious, I'm still hovering at this 20. Wonder whether it's just a small pullback, taking some more buys and hop to the upside. Might see a bit of a breakdown here. Nice to get this 50 in play for more upside. Euro yen doing at the moment. Certainly 1 out of 20, but $50. So we get a break above there, then we get some longs. Where's the daily finished up? Yeah, bearish day. Oh guys, how is your trading journeys going? Anything you want to share, positives or negatives? Anything that we can help with on here? Anything at all, guys. Don't be shy. Yeah, which is fine, and it's good that you're just still keeping an eye on the markets. That's a benefit in itself. At least you're keeping active. A lot of people just stop looking altogether, and then it's just completely alien again. So, that's good. Try and keep that up, and just try and leave this on your phone. Just keep watching the charts. It just keeps you familiar with how markets move, which is important. It's important for risk management and also, psychologically, you're gonna know how the market does move. Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, so as I was sort of explaining to Kevin, I've been doing this myself a little bit, just where things have been a bit quieter on my standard sort of strategies, which like that are on the 1 hour and 4 hour. I've been using lower time frames, just to try and catch some momentum plays, and just taking 20 pips here and there. And it's been working, but it's certainly a bit more draining. But it is important to use multi-time frame analysis. But sometimes there just isn't something to see. I know what you're saying about not seeing something strong in the market, which is fine. Don't try and force something. Sometimes it's just not there to be seen. And honestly, I haven't seen anything major on like 1 hour and 4 hours, just continuations. And all that means is that in a little while, sooner or later, that's good for us because we're going to get some market moves turning around, and that's what we want to see. So don't be concerned about that. Sometimes use it to your advantage. You don't necessarily have to trade to just so you feel like you're trading every day. Don't overdo it. Maybe use it time to do some back testing on your strategy, or to just spectate. Keep an eye on it, see how things change. I mean, we've got the Brexit votes and stuff going on tonight with pound, and like I said, as much as everything looks bullish, God knows what's going to happen. I mean, does it say on here a time? No, it doesn't really say anything. It's just a lot of news this week. Look at all these reds. So we've got obviously the NFP and stuff at the end of the week. Bank Canada rate statement tomorrow. Inflation report from us tomorrow. So bear all these things in mind, and don't feel like you have to be in a trade. It's important. Trading is supposed to give you freedom. So if you confine yourself to just trading all the time, you'll fall out of love with it. So make the most of it when things are a bit quieter. Absolutely no harm in it. whatsoever. And just fine tune your tools. Yeah, there's certainly just been a lot of continuations, rather than anything that gives us a bit of a signal to be getting in or out of the trade. It has been a lot of sideways movement. With gold, look at this one, the 1 hour. I mean, the 4 hours just been sideways since 29th. So now we've chosen a direction. Now we wait for pullbacks, and we've taken the direction. But we are near the top, so just have to bear that in mind. But we'll see how the news and the week and the days pan out. Because Brexit uncertainties, many people just going to put their money into gold. So, and we could just see pound is either going to take it really well, and we're going to see some huge upside moves, which is going to be great volatility, and catching those waves, but might be taken negatively, and we might see it sinking to potentially new lows. So just have to keep an eye on it. Yeah, the quick look at. We're just hovering this 1 hour 20 on the lower time frames. It's looking interesting for longs. But yeah, maybe we're going to be capped by that. And just the daily just looks bearish. So remember, sometimes when there's uncertainty, like times like now, especially with the US and China battle still going on, money flows into the yen and gold. So now we're getting further downside. Just slow, moving slow. The only thing that seems to be ticking around a lot is gold, but it's not really making its mind up on the direction. Just consolidating. But remember, the 20s above the 50, doesn't matter what time frame it is, that's telling you that price is going in that direction, and if it lines up, if you get the 1 hour's the same, see if we can find an example where it's not, but the 1 hour's the same. Four hours the same, and therefore, we should just be looking to continue with longs instead of shorts. I've been a bit cheeky with my trade earlier, but it could be so. And let's just see if I can find any. Let's see what easy. So that's just below. So this might give us a chance there. So yeah, so the 20s above, but because we've now broken below the 50 and the lower time frames, below, this is where, as much as it's not all lined up, which it should be, and it will be, once we get a breakdown and that 1 hour sort of catches up, then it's crossed over, and then it's all in line, and then pullbacks, you can then take short again. So, it's just important to be aware of all the different time frames and try and get, be confident of the direction. But yeah, this is what put me off, is still above this 200 EMA. So unless we break below that, 11,850 on the DAX, then could just bounce to the upside. So just want to be wary of that. But I am going to try, as I was explaining earlier, where I'm getting in trades nice and early before the runs, waiting for the pullback, going long, just like I did here earlier on today. Instead of coming out on my 20 pips, I'm going to try and leave them until I see the break of the 20 EMA. If we've got the momentum there, that will keep playing out. I mean, if we go back a little bit in time, does it work out for us? First crossover break. Yeah, I mean, you know, come out not much in profit, could have had a bit more, but when the momentum's kicked in like this, yes, we come out with more profit. So see here, break, retest, and in it until it breaks. Yeah, it's, you just don't know how much it's going to move. This is why in my mind I prefer to take my 20 pips, let it pull back again, and then get back in. But days like today when we've had that strong momentum, you know, I guess it's easy to look back at it, right, and say that. But at the time, you know, when this started happening, I was thinking, okay, well, let's just get out of there. Really worthwhile. But we got this massive spike when that news came in, so couldn't really help that. Couldn't really help that at all. It's just a shame we didn't get a bounce off of the 20 hours. I would have been long at that point. Okay. Well, anything else, guys, just to finish up on that may help? Do you guys do any sort of logging of the trades or journaling in any way? Okay, brilliant. And what have you noticed has changed and developed as time's gone on? You've been happy with everything? It's always a good thing to do. It's definitely. I used to do it a lot. I used to spend a lot of my spare time, many moons ago, just journaling. Okay, yeah, that's good. I mean, you know, and something that I find interesting is sometimes, yeah, and sometimes you're not going to see that unless you jotted it down to look back at. I mean, it's easy when you get a lot further down the line. You know, for example, here on this gold trade, there was like, it didn't, I might have gone negative like a pip maximum. I didn't even need to put a stop loss in, because I could see what was sort of coming. But if I did, you know, I would have made sure it left it room to breathe, but at the same time covered my backside so that if it broke out, took me out, I could then get back in on the other side and recoup it. But you know, something that I definitely realise as time goes on is how when you're picking the best trades, when you're getting in at that perfect moment and there's zero backwards movement, that's what sort of turns me on these days. The perfect trades, looking for perfection. That's what's difficult, but that's what it gets to when you've been staring at the charts for so long. Okay. Well, there's nothing else I can think of to really say, but keep up the good work, guys, and just keep doing what you can. Remember, I'm always here to help if you see something or no worries at all. You take care, Kevin, and I'll speak to you shortly. But yeah, you know, don't ever be afraid to ask a question. I'm always happy to help, and you know, even if you just want to bounce an analysis off someone else, as I say, we always have to help. Well, guys, well, I will wrap it up there. I thank you for your time and thanks for joining in, and I'll see you on the next one, but I'll speak to you on the group beforehand, no doubt. Very welcome. Have a good evening.